everyone. Well, I've had a hella night yet again with Mr. Matthias De Stefano wanting to tell me what to do in the ether. So he seeks to destroy my comfort in any way. He seeks to reel me in as though... Now, before I say this, actually I better give the context. So he seeks to reel me in, and then, this is just the ongoing loop around. This is literally what his energy does as well. Round and round and round and round. The energy streams coming from him to, like, what he's doing right now. Various things with temperature. To really just hurt me. To get me under the thumb. And this was part of a description that I saw him write earlier on, that something to do with just couldn't put a thumb on it, and that's what he constantly tries to do to me. And in saying this and thinking it just before I hit record, and due to the love of the collective, with their forward, loving, higher awareness, living persistence, that it's good for all. Okay, none of us are perfect, but we're doing good. We are doing good with our God resource because it's good to put that out there. It's good for all. So Matthias, though, with me, way back, has always, and it would have been a part of the known interconnection of the twin soul flames, right? Not twins by any mean, but of the same soul beginning. So when they meet up, it's powerful, but obviously it's also to burn off in their evolution what is not of benefit to the good, to God, So so his controlling of me just does not suit my soul. And the design of our connection this lifetime would have known that, right? As soon as he started to try and control me, and I've lived a life of this kind of awareness of how people do that, in my own relationships, in family, in friends, in seeing strangers, and seeing on the wider whole, I don't like it one bit, because I know no matter what, I didn't need a title to tell me that naturally my soul was drawn to empowerment. Like, the inner world is important. If you feel like shit, then take care of yourself and make better decisions. Don't be around those people. Change some things in your life, because, and as a youngster, I didn't have the language of soul yet. I didn't even have the language of everything was energy yet until, I think, how old was I when someone said to me, what do you think of the concept that everything's energy? It was the strangest thing I could have heard someone say, but I knew when they said it, that it meant a lot more to my soul. And I never forgot it. And it's been a part of my journey, just like many other things and people, and they still are. So control is not a thing for me, and he's still persistent in this control. And what's kind of annoying is, and the collective is picking up on it because I'm sharing all the time what's going on for me. What's so interesting is that it's still based on, he thinks he should have ownership of what I think. So it's something in, and also the fact that he's been drawn to past lives but has overdone this as part of moving forward, because you just take bits from your past life. You didn't come back to relive it or rehash it and recontrol life now, because you'll fall like a building. You'll fall in trying to rebuild the past, because the divine has a whole different design for your makeup in this life now. And it's most powerful connecting with Teresa, your twin flame, and to burn off the crap. But he seems to just keep trying this controlling shit, and probably even to his like deepest, darkest fucking detriment, that he'll affect his health about it, and everything to do with the health of a human being, and like landing and having an easy flowing existence is something that he just seems to keep fighting, because he's still trapped in some kind of uprising of control, not based on his present life. Yeah, so, and like in my last video, or a couple of the last videos, I mentioned that we can have big steps to take in life, but when it's obvious you keep fighting your step, it's not going to help you. Okay, you have to come to an acceptance of like, actually literally detach yourself from whatever the fuck you're doing and go have some time out. Literally, like, shut down everything and go have some time out. Like, that's not working, because that's got to go. Not just the way you treat me, but like whatever you're holding onto that you wanted in any past of anything for your soul, it's got to go, right? You got to surrender it. And then when you go forward and go somewhere for a while, go to some kind of, don't get involved in the mind, just go somewhere where life can be easy, it's there happening, right? But you don't have to involve who you think you are, who you think you were. You can just like get to know the new being, because that is what's happening. For him, more like standing out, it's obvious, it's obvious, it's obvious. You have to know who you are now, right? But I already, like, I can see the overview. He doesn't like to think of this right now, while he's still wanting to be this uprising control. But in the new life is good and healthy when you don't put a projection of dominance out there, wasting your time and energy. That projection of dominance does not serve you or anybody. Okay, and so that would have been a huge part of your contract with the divine design, because no one needs it. It's not serving anything. It's not serving yourself. And if you can't see that, you're going to keep falling down until you do. All right, because God and good wants the best for us. So you have to be able to allow someone else's view. And this is what I started to say. I was the one that contacted him, understanding that this time was coming. There would be a person in my life. I knew it would be not in Australia. I just knew these things because as I intuitively, soulfully developed for this lifetime, I sat with and got various memories and counsel understandings dropped in, and they fit. They just, you don't think it, you listen on a deeper scale. So I oversee knowing that this is going to take place, but not everything, because that's the whole point of your soul coming online as you experience things and use it. And so I don't avoid that, is my point. So I can oversee that his is so obvious for his step, and I will just keep opening as we reunite for, in that new. You're not here to dominate anything going forward. And so I deeply suggest, going back to what I just said, that you take yourself away from anything of your history in this lifetime so far. And that is literally the step, the new experience with me. But if you're having trouble knowing your new self, you have to go like a new tree or out with the trees or something, with some kind of supportive health not too far away, like, civilization. You don't want to get lost out there trying to figure yourself out or anything. It's not about that. It's about nature strips us bare sometimes. Life strips us bare sometimes. Like, we're all going to go through something that says, you thought it was going to be this way, but there's this bigger plan for your soul. You've had hints along the way, but now we're telling you, like, it's time for this transformation. And you get to actually, like, when you hold a grounding of that, you get to actually see how it will serve you. And when you don't, and you just fight it immaturely because you want to hold on to all this power play crap that you've had, and the little boy in you wants to be in control, and then the past life supports it, and you got all this freaking stagnant, strong, feisty, and crap going on, you're not going to see clear. You're not going to see that shit is shit. Let it strip. What next for me? Confrontingly, that shit just really ain't for me. It's not who I am. It's not what I was, but everything come to the surface because I wanted to dominate the situation. But it's not a dominant path. You see, we really are our own teachers when we do stop, distance ourselves from any issues, and observe that what we were actually doing. Like, if it's negative shit, then if you want change in your life going forward, then you gotta distance yourself from reaching for it, and then you are more pure and true to recognize that life is good for you, because it's just shit that you're holding on to. And God and the goodness of life is trying to say magnetically, come this way, but they're not dragging anyone, they're not fighting with you. It just won't work out because it's not the design. Like that way again. They're saying it's this way. Like a magnet. Because we know this is good for you. You can't see it right now. You keep going round and round in circles like a nutcase. When you get a clearing out of the old, you won't feel like a nut job. And I think the most important thing we all got to learn from this is that we don't get to fight to control our lives. Like, we can, but we're going to waste our time and energy. When life wants you to do something and you're knowing on all levels, physical, emotional, mental, and like spiritual, you can't get your grounded bearings, like you'll start to say things like, or feel like, what the fuck is all this for? You know, just negative shit. I don't really want to say it, but it's like, why am I doing any of it? And blah, blah, blah. Okay? Well, it's because you have attachments of a negative outlook. And life isn't here doing that to you. You're choosing to see it that way. Okay? Because we don't want to let go. So we can't actually control. If transformation is on your path, that's your route, and the more you fight it, it will just like, things will show up to match, to show you a closer and closer mirror of what you're doing. That actually what's going on outside of your immediate situation is completely fucking different. Because why aren't they joining you? Or why aren't they falling to it? Because they're not meant to, because they don't suit the projection, and they just give back to you a mirror of what you're putting out, because you keep thinking you're to dominate and control. Now, no matter who you are or what your ego says, this is not a time for more dominance and control. Going forward, like this powerful design and setup, and the fact that I've had to go, like, not had to, I agreed to come, is because there is no turning back. Like, everything we don't like about the choosing of power plays in this world is going to get light on it. Like all the horrible hidden power plays on all ages and all levels. Because if we were truly honest and stopped for a day for us all to commune together and like, I don't know, have some kind of big discussion or something, not like lots of talking, but I mean a coming together in honesty of, I mean, you could even just make a list of these things, right? And we just sat with them for a day, we would see and truly more acknowledge how much good is needed to assist this change. Like, you know, we don't often get the reminders, and it's only perhaps on the news or you see things in your day that say, man, people do some crazy shit, you know? And then that's over and done with in a few minutes. But if we actually honestly sat in like the dark of what's going on, which a lot of us have probably done, but if you're here like I am with the soul path that supports this shift in consciousness, my own consciousness and for the consciousness, like 100%, then to sit in like the awareness of the dark at any time with a bit more conscious depth of it, you really embody more of your own light. Because I'm not saying go down into emotions and we can't solve it, you know, not mental lowering your vibration, but going into the dark of what humans have chosen, what's going on behind the scenes, what's happening to children on all like levels of their well-being. And then, you know, like the mentality and the poverty and the acceptance of like corruption through everything and the struggles on show. And, you know, like just the fact that illegal drugs are someone's survival mode, you know, like that's how far we've actually got ourselves into a corrupt fucking mess. Like, it's not just, I'm not blaming particular anything. I'm saying, like, there's reasons why disease pops up in society because we've been ignorant of certain things. So I 100% support the empowerment that we haven't been using because of the corruption and all the hidden nature of life. And, you know, it's pretty much what's behind the moving forward of empowerment, supported by the light. So, like, to put ourselves fully into this shit is going on and we're not accepting it anymore, is the best thing ever. So, you know, all of this is an expression right now because it's like, Matthias De Stefano, when the fuck are you just going to give up your dominance and power control? Because you and I, you need to know who the fuck you are in the new life, because that's what you signed up for to do, right? And see the new life and how it's good for you. And quit with the judgment and dominance and nearly like wanting to, you know, I don't know, I don't want to go into description of it, but chain things to the past. I said back there that this is the way it's gonna go. Yeah, enough of that. It doesn't matter what you said. Are you in 100% alignment? Well, then you're avoiding the path. And that's your contract. You by no means have some cheap-ass contract to continue to try to control life the way you want it. No one is here as your servant, and, you know, quit it. Our only contract is our transformation, not our control of anyone else's choices, path, our, you know, disempowered feeling of dominance. I'm going to keep going until I get that dominance. You know, it is so fucking past life feeling bullshit. Like, it's just because it's a complete waste of time in this time for the whole meaning and purpose. Like, it just serves absolutely nothing. It's like a heady game of his own creation, wanting things to be a certain way. And heaven is saying shut the shit down because it don't serve anything. So, guides, what else do we have? Anything else to add? Because, yeah, this chat reminder is mainly about that. That you can have all the illusions you want, just don't expect they're going to be supported. The only time it's supported is if it's in alignment with something you would like to do that is good for you or others. But I've been saying this for years, and he still doesn't listen because he loves his illusions, like of dominance. It's like this secret inner thing that he just keeps wanting to relive, and it serves no purpose. Yeah, so I just have a ridiculous night with and days with the scale of him wanting to dominate. And like, alpha males have more intelligent use. You know, you can't be like known as this and this and this and this, right? And like you have the power play kind of thing saying, well, see, this is who I am, etc. But that shouldn't be a power play with someone else, because we don't make connections in dominance solely, like S-O-L-E-L-Y. Like, you make connections, true connections, from something real. So you can put out orders all you want, but she don't work for you. She don't work for no crap illusion. And that's that. And reminders over and over and over again, you keep seeing where I have supporters, is because I'm aligned with doing good, like my path. I don't want to do anything else but my path, my authentic, felt, moving forward, instigated organically, naturally, for the most power of the being, which is what I do my utmost integral best at representing, so that if anyone hears, you know, the clarity of my being, I want that light to shine in them, like their own clarity of being, because we're here for the highest good at the gut, good intent for our, you know, earth atmosphere. Like, I don't know how anyone can like take 5 minutes out with a cuppa or something and say, I really don't care for the energy of my planet. I'm just going to keep being a dominant kind of tantrum. I don't know how anyone can sit with that in their being. Like, because at your chest, don't you feel like it's lacking purpose? Like, and at your gut, doesn't it feel like you got to put some consciousness to it, because at your gut, doesn't it feel like it's an empty self-service? Like, it actually doesn't take you anywhere? Like, maybe your other superficial activities avoiding your internal world, they might see with the eyes that they take you somewhere. But with your internal world and your output in this hidden, demeaning, mean kind of output, doesn't it feel empty, withdrawn, horrible? So I don't know why you would stick to that kind of road and those feelings. I couldn't do that myself. I like to feel good. Like, I like waking up and knowing we live predominantly, well, I know in Australia, a free world. Okay? As in, like, there's just so much to appreciate. be just that organic nature. Like there's no work at that. There's just a lot to appreciate. Why output? You know, but that's up to someone else, and it's like dying out roots. But you have to be able to put consciousness and see with that, with the perspective, trying to gain alignment and betterment for yourself. That is I'm adding to rotting behavior. And why am I doing that when life is just trying to tell me to go in a new direction to be of more service? Like, good with myself. Because essentially his control from years ago where it began is like that I should know that he is like the best and the only one. He went on a mission of this kind of sort when I didn't need to know this, but this just would have been all a part of the interconnectedness and the growth and the learning of the strengths and whatnot, but really what not to do to yourself or others as well. For the men at this kind of age group and the men that have some attention like a public figure, perhaps have some wealth to do with what they've been doing, have attention easily and know that it can keep growing in this way, that they don't have to stop and consider real inner growth. It's another wake-up call for that. That this is another part on the planet where a lot goes on with that kind of men truly not taking like just conscious care of connecting with women and just treat them like another part of the material world. That it's just another gain, or it's just another part of like the pleasure world, you know, money, popularity, looks, getting what they want. Perhaps it comes from being a bit of like either, you know, depends what's hidden in there too. There's so much that goes on in people's psyche from their upbringing as well as to how they treat people. But you know, as you get to this older age, and if it's affecting, you know, you're getting issues and avoidance, then you have to grow up in your perspective and say, oh, I'm being pulled this way because this has to stop. That's it. So grow up, essentially. Which is another form of I stand for the empowerment of everybody and not any person or age group or sex trying to dominate others. It's like, hell no freaking way anymore. If we see it, we light it up, you know, and it's like, get with the program of alignment in the light, or we just keep putting your shit on show. Because this is the kind of choosing that has created a lot of the shit in the environment. So I think we've come full circle in this discussion, because that's pretty much it. Looking at the choices humans have been making and affecting the young and the old, and like worse and worse behaviors to them. And so all of our choices in between those age groups as well play an important part. So we're going to light that shit up, and it's so good to be here at this time for that. So this is pretty much just a reminder of, you do have a good alignment. Check your choices. Life does get better, right? Which is, you know, I'll just say, like, all of us souls have come here to play different parts in this mix, but it all comes down to choice. So if someone is doing something that's of deviant behaviors, right, and you shine a light on them and they have to do their time or whatever, they still then have choice. So this is why we keep shining the light. It's like you join the light. It's like there's more to you, which is why I think there needs to be more of wheels in momentum to do with rehabilitating on all these kind of levels, and just a whole support chain reaction kind of process to assist those still on the earth that have done things but can bring themselves back into alignment. I would like to somewhere along the lines be a part of us actually looking at what we've got in place to assist people coming back into their own soul's alignment. Because we all know it's been quite freaking messy on this planet with the poverty, the survival mentality, the corruption, imbalances. And that's why we're lighting up Trump as much as possible. And oh my God, he's going for it again. Which, you know, whatever. But lighting it up more for the light shift. Isn't it amazing? Like, I don't mean it as a game like a muck around, but isn't it an amazing game that we... And I definitely don't mean it in the mentality of Matthias De Stefano, because he is lost in a ridiculousness of a one-sided kind of game. And so I feel his vibration because he's sitting right present. He wants to take advantage of whatever I'm doing today because he wants me to know, he wants to dominate. This is it. It's just fucking pathetic. But when I say game, I mean, I'm talking to the light bearers that want to bear the light to assist this planet. So, isn't it an amazing game that we have a lighter, higher perspective, and the more in this evolution that we are joining our lighter perspectives. We're seeing things, we're asking ourselves if we can act on it, we're feeling into the authenticity of whether it's for us, do we like light network with others? And so that's what I was getting at when I said, isn't this an amazing game? Because game is not the right word, but you know, when there's a competitor that really thinks and even gets like not good sportsmanship, but like just really into themselves, well, that's like the dark choices that have been made on this planet. And we have the power of the light. So I think what I'm trying to say is there's going to be some amazing things going on because of this light shift. That's an amazing game. I think gain, better lives living, gain. So I pray for all to align in the light, because it's not that it's not available, it's that you don't open up yourself to it. So I thank you all who are doing that within themselves, because hello, that's what's so amazing about it. Get lit, you know, like truly feel alive in calling on the light which is within you. So you're asking yourself, should you do something? call on the light to give you signs. You know, don't hold tight to what those signs should be. You know, see and just notice in your experiences, realities, allowing a gentle allowing in, like, oh, okay, like noticing gently. Something did happen because I put out like an intention that I really would like to do this. And the universe works with that. So yeah, that's what we want to get lit and lit with and make more waves. God bless. There's no need to dominate anyone. And that's how we all work together best. Because when you sit back and look at it all, it's been because people think they should dominate, they can dominate, they have an inclination that they want to make someone see that they're dominant, you know. But truly the best version you can be of yourself is of like a empowering source of light to as many as possible, because it doesn't cost you anything. And if you do want to give in any way, you know, great. It doesn't, it just feeds the system, which feeds you love and light. If you're not putting it out, then nothing in the subtle strength of life and energetics is going to bring you something that you really want. Like Matthias with his persistence, with his dark nature dominance, that he's going to keep annoying me at the sexual organs and body and everything. He actually thinks his horrible energetic dominance, right, that I deal with all the freaking time, it's just pathetic. He actually, I don't know, it really is an ancient kind of gut feeling that he thinks, which is just leave it in the past, mate, that you're here to dominate something. No, that's the fall. And so don't look at me as though I'm an enemy telling you. I come from love for everyone, for the world. So if you're interacting with me in any way, I'm going to tell you honestly, your dominance is utter fucking crap. And if you're in my life for any time period and you're a dominating nature, then I'm going to take you down with light. Like, I'm going to feed back to you all the highest and best opposite access, availability, momentarily, light actions you could take, and there's no real reason why you couldn't, because I know your pathway. And you know, so I just keep pumping back the light, and it's not in your dirty, dark, hidden, pleasure focused dominance. You're not getting anything of that nature from me, so you look like an idiot in that nature of dominance. And your energy would be feeling that way. You make your bed, and that's where you lay. Okay? That's obviously why you're still separate, because I live in the light. When the lights are off, I've still had a light-filled day, which means I'm going to have a light-filled night, because resting or sleeping, I choose light. I choose it. So act like an idiot all you want, but it comes down to you're choosing how you feel. You're choosing your life, okay? Put the blinders on and pretend that, you know, something isn't happening and you shouldn't be good, you know, you shouldn't go and do that good stuff. Do whatever you want. I don't fucking align to it. It's clear cut. That's the evolution of the time. God bless everyone. I think that's a good time to finish when I saw 45:45. 9:9. End of cycles. I've seen a few of those recently, so let's just hope that this dominant shit dies in the ass and someone stands up with the light shining through the chest, because most of his life he's been chasing the sun. Come on, everybody, let's go celebrate at equinox and solstice and everything else. Let's talk about the gods and everything, but how about, Matthias, you actually live your life in alignment with God light? God bless everyone. Bye for now.